Nope.
What's up, you guys? I'm James from Reptiles. In today's video, we're gonna be feeding off 1,000 crickets. Let's get right into it. So 1,000 crickets, obviously a lot. You may be thinking, where'd you get these? I work for a guy who sells feeders to stores, so I get them pretty cheap, and the least amount I could get was in 1,000 count. So I grabbed 1,000. That's a baby snake. We'll be talking about that in the next video. But first, let's feed some leopard geckos. So I got them all mixed up in some calcium and all that. And these breeders haven't been cleaned in a little bit, so they're a little dirty. But they're also really hungry. Look at this female. Yup. And then I'm just going to drop a couple... Oops. I'm going to drop a couple in there for her, and she'll chase them around. Alright, up next is my Super Snow Eclipse male. I don't know if he'll eat crickets, so I'm just going to throw 2 in there for him. And then my Black Knight male, who's looking a little thin. He's still recovering a little bit from breeding. Yeah, try to get all the loose crickets, don't want any running around, but he's a pretty good eater. He's already eyeballing it. I guess that one will just be in there. Kind of had it at a weird angle. Come on, dude, eat it. There you go. There you go. Malloy will always eat, I can tell you that. Oops. Killing it. Let's give him one more. Oh. You got it, buddy. Just don't be so aggressive. Alright, well, I'll just leave that one in there for you. This one, we'll switch over to my fat tail, who is up for sale on MorphMarket. You know, he's a pretty pricey morph, but the fat tails love crickets. Check it. And then I'll put a couple in here for him to chase around and eat. Hopefully beef him up a little bit before he sells. If he hopefully does sell. He's the most expensive. Well, I have a Black Knight up there. I don't know when that'll end up selling, but besides that, he's the most expensive by far. Ooh, that's up for sale on MorphMarket anyway. Lefty and a righty. These girls love crickets. So I'm actually just going to dump a bunch in. And call it good. Reloaded my crickets, and let's feed Trixie. Trixie needs to put a little weight on, but this was her first year breeding. There you go. These are 4-week-old crickets. Just there's kind of a shortage of all feeder insects right now. So what happened is there was a dubia shortage, and basically what that did was everyone who was feeding their bearded dragons and chameleons dubia roaches had to switch over to superworms. The next good feeder for those large reptiles. So more people are buying superworms, and then because of that, now there's a superworm shortage. And on top of that, you can't import mealworms from China because of, you know, the pandemic. So there's about to be a mealworm shortage, and I bet you anything there's eggs in here. Let's take a quick look. I could be wrong. You absolutely could be wrong. Yeah, they were just digging. Well, good thing we didn't bet anything because I would have lost. Again, more fat tails. These are 2 girls I'm going to post out for sale, so I'm going to make sure they get a bunch and hopefully fatten them up a little bit. Let's feed a few of these bigger leopard geckos. This one, super awesome, big bold bands. Someone has a deposit on it, but they've had that deposit for a while. So I need to go and, well, I've actually emailed them twice, I think. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is just sending them their deposit back and breeding this gecko. But I don't know. He's very angry. This is my Super Snow Black Knight with the kink tail. Let's see if she eats a cricket for us. And I'll put 2 in all of these bigger ones. That way they can eat later, because I haven't given them mealworms this week. But I have got crickets for them. You want that? A lot of these haven't seen crickets. A lot of the adults have. But you son of a gun. Let's offer some to a couple of my fussy eaters and see if they like them. This Super Snow is a bit smaller than it should be. Oh, dropped a cricket. I hate crickets. I really do, I tell you what. Well, these leopards don't really seem interested, like I said. They've never seen them before. I'm not even going to waste my time giving them all one because I'm just going to have to clean it later. So let's move on to my crested geckos. I know these guys will eat them. So, especially with the breeders, every once in a while, when it's feeding day, I'll come in here with crickets instead, and then I'll just feed the next day. And that just helps with females who are laying eggs. And usually I sparse out the crickets, but I got so many, I'm just going to throw a bunch in there and hope they all get some delicious crickets to eat. There's the male right there. At least I think that's the male. There are a couple females in here I'm probably going to sell soon, some adult females that are laying. I have some replacements growing up. They're just not quite big enough. But I can hear these guys going crazy for some crickets. In here, I definitely want to get some in here. So this is the tank that my lily white is in with a couple other geckos. And I really want to see it grow a lot more because lily whites tend to grow a lot slower. And up top, last but not least, my gargoyle geckos. I don't know if these guys eat crickets. I haven't really offered them crickets. But there's the male up there. And usually one female's over here. But I don't see her. Oh, there's the one that laid an egg. So she's doing awesome. This gecko in particular, I bought from Triple L, and has a little bit of MBD and a tail kink, but I'm kind of raising him up, making sure he's fat, and then I'm going to try to sell him. But he's being really difficult right now. Kind of want him to eat crickets to fatten him up a little bit, but if he doesn't want him, he doesn't want him. I'll just leave him in there with him. This one is an adult male who I'd like to fatten up before I sell, but this one never passes up crickets. Let's see if I can get in there. Though I don't know where his head's at. Come on, dude. You're killing me here. You jackwagon. Jeez. If you tried to eat him softer or gentler, he'd actually get some. But anyway, fed him 2. There's 2 more running around for him. Hopefully he enjoys. I'd love to see these 4 eat. I think 2 of them are for sale and 2 of them are going to be holdbacks. But nevertheless, I want all those to eat so that I can either sell them or breed them. There we go. And then 1 there for you. Let's see. Some of these haven't seen crickets before. I'm not quite sure what they'll do, but I may just have to leave them in there with them. At least this way, it'll get them trained. And now that I have an in on a good supply of crickets, I can get them some whenever I want. So that one I know is eating them. Let me get him another one, just for your viewing pleasure. Jeez, see cricket gets splatter all up here. These guys love them. And then here are a few groups of grow-up crested geckos I think can either start eating crickets or see them for the first time and kind of get an idea of what they are. So let's pick a couple smaller ones and drop them in. And hopefully that helps a couple of these geckos take off. And then ultimately, I put 4 in a tub, and then ultimately, you know, the biggest one will get posted. You know, if I want to keep any, I separate them out. That one's gonna get big. You see how he just went after it? No thinking about it. First time seeing crickets, first time seeing insects, just went after it. That one's gonna get big. That one's gonna sell first. These guys are looking at the crickets, so I'm gonna add another one or 2 and take them out of the water dish. Oops. But those are gonna be the best ones because they're gonna sell fast and they're gonna be nice and big and strong. So let's open some more. Yeah, and then eventually, like you'll see a couple of these. There's only 1 in these. That's the last one left in there. All the rest sold, and the bigger it gets, the more likely it is to sell. This one's only got 2 really nice ones, I think. But let's offer him some crickets. Oh, he almost had it. Go get it, go get it, go get it. Trying to bite the tongs. If you don't, your buddy's gonna... Here you go. You want it or not? No? Well, he'll get it. He'll eat it. Just let him scarf that one down first. A nice big poop from him. I've noticed when I feed insects, especially crickets, you know, the legs don't always digest as well, and the heads, and their poops end up being a lot stinkier as well. But as soon as it's all the way down their throat, they're on hunt mode again. Just like that. You lost it. Oh well, it'll be in there. And I'm gonna throw one more small one, hopefully for that other one, and we'll move on to the next one. Ooh. This one has 3 geckos. 2 of them are really awesome. This one down here, his tail had a little funky thing going on, so hopefully it heals up. But this one's kick butt. I might end up keeping that one for my tiger group. It's got a couple Dalmatian spots, but you know, crest is decent, so if it ends up being a female, I might end up keeping that one. But let's grab them some crickets. There's some crick. Some crick for you, my good man. Some crick. This gecko down here, I don't know if you can tell, but it has one big eye and one little eye. And that's gonna make it hard to sell. I'm gonna have to take it to a show or something. And by the time shows are going around, it'll be an adult. You know, shows are basically canceled for the next year. This one's all by itself. This one's getting a little bit bigger. I'm sure it's seen crickets before. Some of these that are bigger like this, or the last 2, is when the last time I fed crickets was. So a lot of them know, but some of the younger ones don't. See, you can see they know. And you got one, and there's one in there for them later. That's some just good protein. Those are feeding crickets to your crusteds. You know, it's you don't do it all the time. I try to do it once a week. I'm gonna try to do it once a week now that I can get crickets. But it's definitely good protein. Helps them grow a lot faster, and it's all around good exercise for your gecko, because then they gotta chase it around the cage. I don't know if this one's gonna eat it. Kinda. Oh, yep, there you go. So I'll throw a second one in there. Nope. Second one in there for later. I know a lot of people are gonna say these are dirty. I go through, and every like second or third time I feed, when it starts to look like that, this is when I change it. So when I feed actual food tomorrow, definitely gonna change this one out, and it'll basically, you know, new paper towel. I'll take the geckos out, wipe the whole thing down, and set it right back up. Oh, there's only one gecko in here. Eat this one. You're looking at the other one. Eat that one. Gosh dang it.